Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Chris Nelson. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. It's midterm election day in the CNMI, and the eve of the U.S. presidential election, we head to the polls. Also tonight, thousands of miles from home and out of work. Casino construction workers waiting for paychecks and for relief. And a local attorney says IPI is taking his calls but doesn't know if the check is in the mail. Stay with us. These stories and more are next.
Great customer rep, always willing to go above and beyond for his customers.
I truly hope she gets noticed at work, since I do see she is a hard worker.
The field technician that visited my home was great and helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. Uni, keep it up.
Your customer service is always very good.
Awesome customer service with great technicians that are really helpful.
Thank you so much, Sherlyn and Docomo Pacific.
That's so sweet. It feels good to see this kind of messages because we try our best to do customer service.
We make sure that we will 100% resolve the issues.
For all those people that are seeking assistance.
I just want my customers happy
and help them out each and every day.
I would want to go to a place with someone that's just like me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come to Docomo and you'll feel like you're at home.
It's gonna look a little different in here. Your favorite spot might not be exactly where it used to be. Being next in line might feel a little less like next in line. And our smiles might come with a little extra shine. But McDonald's is ready to take your order, as safely as we can.
Winigi PAYCHECKS Pharmacy in Gofadahi, Ihinim Lomo.
Our complete line of pharmaceuticals and lowest prices ensure you get the treatment that you deserve.
Our compassionate, friendly, multilingual staff will take the time to get to know you, explain your medications to you, and answer any questions that you may have.
Ngere ayor sumaye ukalweres ren. Utchu wayor safeye emal evalusyo klalyam weres.
Inumin ng inyong gamot ayon sa inireseta ng inyong doktor at alinsunod sa bilin ng inyong pharmaceutical.
We accept most insurance, but in case you don't have coverage, we offer cost-effective generic drugs.
PHI Pharmacy, your lifelong partner in health. PHI, the pharmacy you can trust.
Hafide Tirwami and good evening, Commonwealth. In less than an hour, the polls will close. It's a midterm election here in the Commonwealth, and we will have coverage tonight up until midnight from the Multipurpose Center in Susupe, where they will be counting the ballots. You can see the coverage right here on Channel 2, and I'm told on Facebook Live, Ashley McDowell and Sally Lemus will report tonight. KSPN's Bob Coldine visited polling places today to find out your thoughts on our local election and the federal election as well. Take a look.
What do people here value as qualities they like to see in their elected representatives?
Personally, I value honesty. Without it, everything else falls apart. I mean, there's no way they're going to hold the people or the government together without being honest. So honesty is my number one value.
Getting rid of corruption and fixing all the roads here in Saipan, and basically, helping her out and making Saipan a better community for everyone on the island.
What kind of person should a person be if they run?
Honest people.
Trustworthiness, the people that they can trust to protect their interests.
Well, we need more honest people and transparency.
That's what's lacking now. You know, the past few years is people, transparency and honesty with what's going on. I'm worried about our children.
I think that people are looking for honest, transparent, and responsible leadership. I think they're looking for representatives in the legislature and in the executive branch who would be prudent with taxpayer money, people who would report to them regularly and seek feedback too about all the different issues that we are facing now, whether they're economic or social or healthcare related, or we are facing many challenges in the Commonwealth, and I think people are looking for leaders that they can trust.
I vote for the good people, yeah, that can do the work, not dirty work, can do the work.
People that really put their community first and helping our community during these hard times.
What do you see as the major issues in 2020?
I would say the pandemic, getting through this pandemic together to make our community more resilient, more stronger.
These issues were on the minds of voters today.
They want leaders that can speak for the people, that can represent them well, and that can, cater to their needs, especially now with this pandemic. The economy right now is the biggest forefront. Right now, that's the biggest challenge right now. So we need more revenue-generating legislation and industries to revitalize the CNMI.
I truly believe that the people of the island would really appreciate an elected official who's really down to helping the people so much, and especially in terms of our culture. Statistically speaking, of our youths nowadays. So basically, what our islands need now is elected officials who will also concentrate on our young generations.
Funding, especially for the retirees.
Most important issues in this election this year?
Just to put back the Republican to more support for the community.
The most important thing is I hope the people choose the right elected people.
I believe today a lot of our people are looking at the facts of taking care of our retirees. They've done all the work that they've done to get us to this point, and we got to make sure we take care of them, and also to provide for the future. And in this pandemic that we're facing right now, obviously our health is a #1 priority. So protecting our people right now is the biggest plan for everybody. I think the community is well aware of that, and I believe the community has done the best they could to keep the CNMI safe.
Well, they want to see that their livelihood are protected, of course, and hopefully that we can take care of our situation with the COVID-19. And the governor is doing a good job, and the COVID-19 task force is doing a good job for us, and that's very important, foremost.
The Northern Mariana Islands does not count in the Electoral College. The presidential race, however, does draw strong emotions. If I say Trump versus Biden, do you have any thoughts?
Trump.
Why?
I go for Trump.
Why?
Because he's a good man.
I would like to say in the Marianas Islands, Viva Biden!
Viva Trump! Viva Stimulus! Viva PUA! Viva GOP!
You know what? I don't even know, because I don't like Trump. I'm not sure about Biden. I need to know more about them than to choose who I want to vote for. But I can't vote, so I don't know.
You believe that the Northern Mariana Islands people should vote for president?
Yes. Because we are part of the U.S. too, so, we deserve to vote for people who we think.
Trump.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Because I'm Republican and I'm voting for Trump.
Well, we see what's going on with Trump. It's his whole family. They're all con artists. And then I'm on Social Security, and I'm worried because how long is it going to last? So, of course, Biden.
I believe President Trump has done what he could with the pandemic, has provided a lot of opportunities for the people in the United States, and also opportunities extended our way. And hopefully we can get back on the drawing board after this election, should we make it, and start talking about our CW issue.
But I go for Biden.
Why?
Because Trump is a good work.
I say Trump. Trump is my president. He supports the military 100%.
Trump versus Biden?
Oh my gosh, Biden, no question about it. Yes, I am hoping for a resounding victory for Biden and just new leadership in America.
Trump.
Why?
I mean, with all of the help that's coming in from the U.S. and got us to where we're at here today in the CNMI, it's all because our president supported our cause, and with our governor there, he really channels all of the funding, all of the help.
Trump all the way, man.
And what do you think, the NMI should vote for president?
I'm sorry?
Should the Northern Marianas vote for president?
Yes, I believe that we should be getting equal representation, such as our United States counterparts.
People in uniforms, high drama, winners and losers, just like a Bob Coldine sports report. Thanks, Bob. Coming up, Turkish and Italian workers say they are out of work and out of money. Their job site shut down, checks haven't been paid, and they're thousands of miles from home and perhaps help. More news next.
Foundation promotes the culture of giving back. The foundation and its generous partners are committed to supporting programs that include health, education, and sports. Initiatives that promote arts and culture, the environment, and tourism will benefit our community and our residents. Giving back and making a difference will help ensure that the island paradise we call home will be a better place to live.
Come, take your turn at the most unique restaurant on Saipan. Daily lunch specials are just $9.99 and come with soup or salad. Happy hour starts at 5 o'clock, and dinner features spectacular sunsets and great food at reasonable prices. 360 can be chartered for parties, events, birthdays, and weddings. Make it special. Make it 360. The best food and view all the way around.
Welcome back. You're watching the Tuesday night edition of the Channel 2 News. Workers are here from around the world, from different countries and continents. They speak different languages. They worship differently. They've arrived from thousands of miles away and have no cultural connection to the Mariana Islands. They're here to work, to construct the Imperial Pacific Hotel and Casino. And many say they now have one thing in common: not getting paid. The Hotel Casino project was allegedly started with contractors using hundreds and hundreds of illegal Chinese workers. Authorities say contractors took advantage of a parole-in-place system that was intended to allow Chinese tourists to come visit the Northern Marianas on vacation without getting a formal U.S. visa. The workers entered the NMI posing as tourists, and officials became alarmed when they realized hundreds of Chinese people were entering and not leaving. A death on the job site brought increased scrutiny, and it became apparent that these tourists were here to work, not vacation, and they were bypassing visa requirements for foreign workers. IPI then turned to Guam-based Pacific Rim to take over construction management, and Pacific Rim brought in scores of Guam workers to work on the job site, but relations soon soured between the two companies, and IPI decided to turn elsewhere for management and labor. Turkish workers say they signed a deal in Turkey that promised them upwards of $2,500 a month, health care, Turkish-style food, accommodations, and a ticket home every 6 months. The deal was originally made with IDS, a Turkish company that they say had a deal with IPI to provide their skills through the H-2B visa program. According to the workers, IDS was to be paid $20 per hour for each worker, and in return, they would pay the workers, provide food and housing and expenses, and keep the difference. Crews were brought in under the program from other places like Mongolia, Taiwan, and Italy. Though the work is similar, every team seems to have a different pay rate and different work hours.
We came to the conclusion after investigating that for the same work, the Taiwanese, they were getting $23 per hour. The Italian workers, they were getting $30 per hour, but the Turkish workers for the exact same work, they are getting $8.35 cents per hour.
IDS left Island 2 months ago, and the Turkish workers say they were told by IPI in a meeting that they would offer them a similar deal.
When IDS decided to leave 2 months ago, IPI told us that we'll be continuing under the same conditions. But the situation is today that we have to cover all of those expenses, and they still pay us at the original rate. They are not paying us $20 per hour.
Aldığımız komik çeklerde bu masraflara gidiyor şu anda.
And right now the little money that we are getting just barely, not even enough to cover the expenses.
The Turkish company that you signed the original agreement with, have you contacted the Turkish government to complain about the conditions of this contract?
Defalarca Türk konsolosluğuyla görüştük. Fakat
yes, we have contacted several times the Turkish consulate, but since now we are present on the island, we don't have any attorney working for us in Turkey. We cannot start any legal action in Turkey, and for that we'll need to be back to Turkey.
The workers now say they have not been paid for 40 days. Up until last week, they continued to work on the job site, hoping the checks were on the way, but now all work has stopped. DPW visited the construction site last Tuesday and told everybody to stop working. Now the workers are sitting in their barracks wondering if they will get paid for past work and wondering what comes next.
It's total of 4 checks that they owe us, and we know that for that 4 checks per person is just chocolate money, candy money for Mr. Su or Volcan, and despite that they are not paying us.
If somebody watching this, if people want to help, what are the things that people could do that would help? What types of food do you guys like to eat? What sort of things do you need?
For the one watching us, we are all professional workers. We are we have welders, plumbers. We just need honest work, and we just want to work. And we like Saipan. We like the people here, and if we can find a work and continue to live here and help our families in our home country, that's all we want.
The Italian construction crew says they are in a similar situation. They have separated from IPI, but they have not been paid.
We are son of the beach. This is discrimination. I can start now and finish tomorrow from discrimination. We know we live in the island without the money. We go and knock on this door. We want the money. We work it. You don't want us to work, no problem. But give the money and go. Finish.
I do want to mention something in that story we just ran. Orhan, now he's the man that you see speaking on camera. He is a translator. He is he's not a construction worker, and he's also not an advocate. He is a pilot. He speaks Turkish and also French, and he helped us out by translating what many of those workers wanted to say. A local attorney is now representing the Turkish workers, but lawyering takes time, and the situation is growing more and more desperate.
And they're in dire straits. We have no commitment from IPI as of the time of this interview as to when money will be available to pay them for the missed pay periods.
Far from home with limited language skills, it's been hard for the team of Turkish construction workers to access local help. Richard Miller says he is pursuing the payment of their wages directly with IPI.
At this point, my job is to be a voice for them, because they have their translator, Orhan, who's doing an excellent job. But they also need somebody who speaks English, who understands the law, to help them talk to IPI and management at IPI to try to get some relief.
But legal recourse takes time, and their needs are more immediate.
All or most of them are Muslim, so they don't have connections to the Catholic Church or the various Protestant churches here. Some of them may have connections to the smaller Islamic community here, but they don't have natural connection to what would be the largest religious group to maybe offer them some support and some help. These guys have not been paid in more than 5 weeks. They have no money in their pocket.
The men have also lost access to a vehicle, Wi-Fi, familiar food, and they have family back in Turkey that is also reliant on those paychecks.
They're really on their own. They're very skilled, very intelligent workers. They have a lot of experience, and they have no connections in the community here. So we're really hoping the community will reach out and help them.
Can they work? MVA is trying to fix up tour sites right now. When I heard them say yesterday about the types of jobs that they can do, my first question was, can the community put them to work?
There will be some limitations on that. Right now, they're here under contract with IPI. Their visa is to work with IPI. IPI is supposed to be paying them at least a minimum wage under the FALSA. So for FLSA, Fair Labor Standards Act, for people that don't know, employers are required to pay at least minimum wage and to pay time and a half for overtime. And they're required to pay on time.
People want to help, and I asked the guys this yesterday, and it was obvious to me that they weren't appearing on camera for help. They want to work, they want to be paid for what they were.
That's exactly right.
But if people watching do want to help, what's something they can do?
They might be able to provide food for these guys. I know they want bread, something very simple, and they haven't, something as simple as that they haven't had. Now, there's a style of bread, Turkish style of bread, which I'm not familiar with, but maybe people in the Muslim community in particular here would understand. If anyone wants to provide some sort of assistance of that nature to them and they want to contact my office, I'd be happy to put them in touch with the Turkish workers, and they could work that out themselves.
No comment today from IPI. Local polls close at 7 p.m. We will have live coverage up until midnight from the Multi-Purpose Center here on Channel 2, along with the full results on tomorrow night's newscast. U.S. voters will choose a president in the coming day for the next 4 years. Those results, however, could take days and some say possibly weeks to be certified. Locally, a number of tight races here in the legislature, just over 18,000 registered voters here in the CNMI. 3 judges up for retention in this election cycle. Thanks for watching, and good evening.